Hello and welcome. Today we'll be looking at another game by Essex Lightning, who submitted the Kagera game. This time he is in the Tier 7 US destroyer, the Mahan, otherwise also known as one of the worst destroyers in the game. Because of the stats mainly, not enough range, then the lower tiers and all that stuff. Anyways, this match is on the map North, and I know that nothing interesting is gonna happen here, because there isn't anything in range at the moment. So let's use speed hack. So he's moving through the small gap between these two islands. I guess you'd call it the strait. He doesn't fire at any targets at this point, although I would have taken a shot at the Atago, and he noticed that there's an destroyer engaging this Atago, so he's gonna try to chase him. Obviously, since he knows there's a cruiser to the left, he's gonna pay attention to that and drop some torpedoes on him. I mean, he isn't spotted at the moment, I think, but and also the torpedoes are unlikely to reach if the Atago doesn't move, but you know, they might still hit if the Atago comes closer. So now it's time to hunt the destroyer ahead. Let's use some more speed hacks. Because, you know, sailing in a straight line in a destroyer is extremely interesting otherwise. No, it really isn't. That's why I don't like it. And the Hatsuhara has been found, and since this is a Mahan, the Hatsuhara is going to become food. Nom 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 nom. Goodbye, Hatsuhara. Well, the Hatsuhara does engage back, and actually he could do a successful offense. He doesn't have smoke, so it's kinda screwed, because you're not gonna hit another destroyer with torpedoes at this range, and your guns are severely outclassed, and the only thing that could potentially help you is the Atago behind you, but she is way too far away. So, try as you might, you cannot escape. Although it's kinda smart to try to slow down as the destroyer to not take a few shots, but all in all it just delays your opportunity to get behind the island, so I don't know if it's really worth it. So anyways, now it's time to deal with the Atago that was chasing the Mahan, and she is 8.5 kilometers away. Well, the torpedoes can't reach. They might run into them, although I think it's rather unlikely. But you know, you're not gonna have any use for them otherwise anyway. So the plan is now to sit behind this island and wait, and then ambush the Atago. See, those torpedoes don't seem to even get close to the Atago. Oh well. So now it's time to wait a little bit. Okay, and that little bit is a bit more than just a little bit. It's 12:24. Now we just need to wait for the Atago to come closer, and now she is almost within torpedo range, so just need to wait until the Atago turns properly, and then drop some torpedoes. And now is a good time, more or less. 4 kilometers, so these are definitely going to reach, and start moving forward so the Atago doesn't spot you. And those torpedoes seem like they're on a collision course with the cruiser. That was painful. Painful enough to make the Atago, or end the Atago's life in this match. There's a Phoenix, obviously. Why not take a few shots if you can? Especially since there are no enemies around, so you're not spotted anyway. Now it's the exciting time of sailing in a straight line in a destroyer again. The plan is to go find some more enemies. And since, you know, there aren't any here, it's gonna take a while. You know, the cool thing with having torpedo launchers is that when you are sailing behind mountains, you can still use your torpedo launchers to estimate whether enemies are moving or not. To be honest, if I were him, I would have gone and fought that Tirpitz, because I'm very antsy to fight. But he didn't. Oh well. Let's go find some new targets instead, then. And we're getting close to the enemy cap. By the way, this is the standard cap zone. Oh, it's a North Carolina. That one's a bit dangerous, actually. Are you sure you want to get that close to this kind of a ship? Well, seems like she definitely spotted you, but Essex Lightning used smoke on his destroyer, so he... Well, okay. If he slowed down, he wouldn't be spotted, but he isn't slowing down, so he is spotted. But he does need to get closer, otherwise the torpedoes won't reach, because, you know, US destroyers and all that. And there's a Fubuki too, that really wants to take a piece of this Mahan. Unluckily for her, the Mahan is actually inside smoke, and the Fubuki is spotted by some other stuff as well, because she fired her guns.
Enemy destroyer foundered.
And that was a detonation. Sorry, Fubuki. Maybe another time. Bad luck. Anyways, now it's time for Tirpitz. He can fire without any problems because he is in smoke, so he isn't detected. And obviously he's close enough for torpedoes, so why not use them? Oh boy, Tirpitz, that's gonna hurt. Didn't even need the second volley. Oh well. Now it's time to chat, obviously, about pointless things, because chat takes priority over actually winning the game. Since he's in smoke, he has no idea what the hell is going on. And now that he's out, he found North Carolina again. So let's sail around and see what he does next. I think at this point it's less than 5 minutes to go, so maybe capping would be a good idea. But for that you'd need to deal with the North Carolina. But luckily for him, the North Carolina seems to be leaving the cap voluntarily. And all the other ships seem to also be far away to actually stop it. That North Cal is like the only thing that can really do it. Especially if it's a destroyer capping. Well, now it's just time to wait and cap. Especially because this North Carolina behind him is probably going to hurt the enemy battleship. So the enemy is probably not coming back anytime soon. So it's just time to cap, so let's do this a bit faster because it's extremely boring. Nothing's happening. Playing destroyer sure is exciting, isn't it? They should like give extra experience for capping to destroyers or something, because this is I don't even have words how exciting this is. Because this is the best course of action. If he does like anything else, he endangers the cap, and that just is bad news for his team. But it's so like nothing's happening. He can't even do anything. because using guns spots him. Because this was a replay again, have to look at pictures. So check this out, almost 10,000 experience and 455k credits in a Mahan. That's quite absurd. And in terms of base experience, nobody got anywhere close. Number 2 isn't even at half of what this Mahan has. Like, this is one of those matches that's... I just don't know how you can reach something like this in a Mahan. Quite ridiculous. But damage-wise, it's not that special actually. It's, what is it? 93k? 94k damage only. But then again, he did kill a Fubuki and a Hatsuharu, although the detonation was extremely lucky, and an Atago and a Tirpitz, so I guess he did deal quite a bit of percentage HP damage, and he got like half of all the cap points. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe, and thanks for watching. Also, thanks again to Essex Lightning from EU for sending in this replay.